Look at that color. Every flake separate, not one piece stuck to another. Fluffy, perfectly seasoned. That lemon hit, that crunch from the peanut. This is Kanda Poha. And this morning, Amma is making it the way it was always meant to be made. Stay with me. Namaskara. Before we begin today, I want to tell you something honestly. Most people think poha is simple, and it is. But most people also end up with sticky, clumped mess that falls apart the moment you touch it with a spoon. The difference between that and what you just saw in the opening is three things Amma has been doing for decades that nobody talks about. Today, she is giving all the three secrets away completely. And we are making this in a very special pan today, but more on that in a moment. Amma, the kitchen is yours. Here is everything you need. Take a screenshot of it if you want. First, and this matters more than most people realize, the poha itself. There are two types available. Thin, delicate poha breaks easily. Thick poha firm holds its shape, absorbs moisture without disintegrating. Amma is holding both right now. Feel the difference just by looking. The fine poha on the left, too fragile for this recipe. The thick poha on the right, this is what you need. Always thick poha for Kanda Poha recipe. No exceptions here. Amma has been saying this for 40 years and it is still the first mistake most home cooks do. Now the most important step in the entire recipe, the one that determines everything that comes after, the soaking. Take 2 cups of thick poha, place it directly in a strainer. Run cold, room temperature water over it, just enough to rinse. You will see that water running milky white. That is the starch particle washing away, also called as mud. Keep rinsing until the water runs clear. Discard this mud away. Now do not put it in a bowl of water. Do not soak it for about 5 minutes. Just rest in the strainer and let the poha sit. It will absorb the remaining moisture from the rinse on its own. Slow and gentle. This is what gives you separate flakes, not wet clump. Add a small pinch of salt, just a pinch, and a half a squeeze of fresh lime, just a little. Now she took a fork, not her hand, a fork, and she mixes this with the lightest possible touch. Pick up, drop, pick up, drop. That is all, not pressing, not crushing, just the gentlest folds. Then she lets it rest for 10 minutes. In those 10 minutes, the salt and lemon penetrates to the core of every single flake of the poha from the inside out. So when you eat the poha, the flavor is not sitting on the surface, it is inside the every piece. This is why Amma's poha tastes seasoned throughout and everyone else tastes flat. One pinch, one squeeze, 10 minutes. That is the entire secret. Now, before we start the tempering, I want to show you something that arrived at our kitchen recently. This is from Indus Valley, a complete steel cookware set, and today Amma is using their kadai for this recipe. I will be honest with you, I was not expecting to be this impressive. The weight of the kadai, the heat distribution when it's on the flame, you can already see how evenly the oil is heating right now. For a recipe like this Kanda Poha, where the tempering needs to be precise and controlled, this matters.
And right now, Indus Valley's summer sale is live, and right now with to 40% off on their website. Plus, use my exclusive code Deepak12 at checkout. The link is in the description below. Now, back to Amma.
The Indus Valley kadai onto the flame, medium heat. Now I'll add a generous amount of peanut oil only. The nuttiness it adds is a part of the flavor architecture of authentic Kanda Poha. When the oil is perfectly hot, in go the peanuts, generous amount. Fry until they are golden and aromatic and crispy. Take them out. keep aside. Now the potatoes, the optional. Small diced pieces into the same oil. Fry until golden and just cook through. Take them out, keep it aside. Both peanuts and potatoes will go back in at the end. The reason they come out now is to prevent them from overcooking and becoming soft. When the rest of the tempering happens, Amma thinks about every step before it even happens. This is her experience. Now the tempering, the heart of the flavor. Oil still in the kadai, add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds and a half a teaspoon of jeera. Allow both to crackle completely. This is non-negotiable. Under crackled mustard seeds leave a raw bitter note that no amount of other ingredients can cover up. And add the finely chopped green chilies. When the crackling settles, add a quarter teaspoon of hing. Amma insists on this. It is marked optional ingredient in most of the recipes. In Amma's kitchen, it is never an optional. The depth of the flavor it adds to poha is irreplaceable. Now, roughly chopped onions, more the better. But do not overdo it. The onion is the soul of the Kanda Poha, but it should not dominate. Keep that in mind. A small pinch of salt. Cook until the onions are translucent, not brown, not caramelized, translucent. The moment they turn translucent, stop. That is the window. Miss it and you lose the sweetness of that fresh onion entirely. A pinch of turmeric powder, just enough to give that beautiful golden yellow color. The onions are perfectly translucent. Now in goes the rested soaked poha. Another small squeeze of a lime. Now, Amma adds something that will surprise you if you have never seen it done before, and that's 1 teaspoon of sugar. Not to make this sweet, sugar in savory cooking does one specific job. It rounds off all the sharp edges, the heat from the chili, the sourness from the lemon, the saltiness. The sugar creates balance between all of them so that no single flavor hits you harder than other. This is the same principle as jaggery in sambar, one ingredient that brings harmony to everything else. 1 teaspoon, that is all. Now add the fresh coriander leaves. Now, fried peanuts back in, fried potatoes back in, and here is where most people destroy everything they have built so far. They stir it, they mix it aggressively, they press the spoon into the poha, trying to incorporate everything. Within 30 seconds, they have a paste. Amma's technique is completely different. Take the ladle, go to the side of the kadai, lift from underneath, drop gently from a height. Lift, drop, lift, drop. That is the entire technique. Never pressing, never stirring. Every motion is a lift and drop. The poha folds around the onions and tempering naturally. No force, no pressure. The flakes stay intact because they are never being crushed. Now switch off the flame completely, and here is my Amma's one of the most important secret technique she never mentioned anywhere else. 2 tablespoons of water sprinkled on top, not mixed in, sprinkled like rain. Close the lid immediately. What happened in the next 2 minutes is everything. The water hits the hot kadai, steam rises up through the poha. Every flake absorbs the steam gently from the bottom to the top. The poha becomes moist without becoming wet, fluffy without being dry. Every flake plump and perfect. This is what restaurant poha feels like, and it happens in 2 minutes from the sprinkle of the 2 tablespoons of water. 2 minutes, then serve. Open the lid, look at that steam. Plate it gently, same lift and drop technique. Serve with a wedge of lemon on the side. This is Amma's Kanda Poha, made the right way. Every flake separate, every bite perfectly seasoned. The crunch of the peanut, the warmth of the tempering, the freshness of the lemon and coconut. My God, the best breakfast you will ever have this week. 5 rules. Remember all 5. 1. Thick poha only, never fine poha. 2. Rinse in cold water until clear. Rest in strainer, never submerge. 3. Add a pinch of salt and a small squeeze of lemon to the resting poha. 4. Mix only 10 minutes minimum. 4. Cook onions to translucent only, never beyond. 5. Always mix with lift and drop technique. Never stir, never press. All 5 together, Amma's perfect Kanda Poha every single time. That is Amma's complete Kanda Poha masterclass. Make this tomorrow morning before anything else. Take that first bite and tell me in the comments, did the lift and drop technique change everything for you? Comment game changer if yes. Comment always knew it if it was already in your method. And for everyone who used the Indus Valley Kadai for this, drop a star in the comment. I want to know how it performed for you. If this video helped you, share it with one person who always ends up with sticky, clumpy poha. It will change their mornings forever. If you like this video, then subscribe to Deepaks Kitchen and hit that bell icon. New recipe every Tuesday and Friday, sharp at 11 a.m. Until we meet again in the next video, this is Deepak Kshatriya signing off and Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka, Namaskara.